Drink a lot of Jack Daniels.
Yeah,
What's that?
Yeah, but now I like the Bud Yeah.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
And to the republic
for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Even me.
Hey Chief, how you doing?
I am doing great, thank you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, thank you. Real quick, I just wanted to talk to you guys about a procedure that I've been talking with Stacy about on our fuel slips.
Yeah.
What I would like to do is I want to do a trial basis. I think it's redundancy in my mind to have to get receipts and from everything and then submit them when it's already electronically done. So what I would like to propose, and again, Stacy and I have been talking, for 1 month, give me a trial basis. We have a program that we set up within the fire department on the cloud, okay, not me. And our guys are gonna take pictures and we're gonna keep it in the cloud. When Stacy gets her electronic reading, it has all the information that the receipts have, okay, just without the signature. And I'm gonna work with her and I'm gonna have her send it to me so I can keep tabs at the end of the month. And I think we're gonna end up being at the same place we are with the receipts. So I would like to get your permission as the board to give me 1 month, maybe a month and a half, we'll see how the process goes, how much fuel we use. And see how we go without me having to run around and get all these receipts. I think it's a little, just from my side, I think it's additional work on Stacy. And it's a little additional work on me, which I don't mind. It's just, unfortunately, most of the receipts are mine. I just think it's redundancy, and I think that we can make this process work smoother and better if we eliminated that and see how we went. I know there was problems in the past, I understand that. But the comment I can make to that was prior August 28th. And, sorry about that. And I have full confidence that with the program that JT had set up with us and us being real alert on what's going on, and we're not gonna have any issues. And I think it would make my life easier, and I think it would make Stacy's life easier as well. And I would ask for your permission to give it a try.
How do so if you have the card and you stop and get fuel for one of the trucks.
Yep.
And you get the receipt, and then the next day you go down and get fuel for your personal truck, let's say, against the rules or whatever, and get the receipt. And then, at the end of the month, you turn everything in. How does having a receipt stop fraud?
Okay, there's two things. When we enter the card in, okay, we all have our own PIN.
Right.
Number one, it goes against that PIN. And number two, when we're filling up a vehicle, we have to enter the mileage. So I keep track, and I'm going to start keeping track even more on our mileage now. So every time that card or that vehicle shows up under mileage, I'm going to know that under what vehicle, if there's anything in question. If it comes up with a fictitious number for mileage, I'm gonna know that this isn't one of our.
Yeah, but if someone really wanted to and they know the mileage, they could just boost it up because you don't keep track of hours, right?
No, we don't, well, yeah, we do keep track of the hours on the pumps and the engines.
But not on the card.
Like say on my utility truck, no, there's no hours.
No, but I mean on the ones that have the hours, so the hours, like the ones that idle a lot.
Okay, so the ones that have hours are gonna be the engines.
No, I know that, but I'm saying if they went to a fire scene and idled for 10 hours and only drove 10 miles, it's only gonna be 10 miles between fill-ups.
I would still know. Okay, I would know because of the fact that the last time, say it was filled up yesterday, and we're not gonna have one tonight, but say we had a fire tonight. Okay, and yesterday it was 1,000 or say 20,000 miles. And I noticed that we had to put in 25, 30 gallons, and it only went up 2-3 miles. I'm gonna know that,
You had a fire and
We had a fire.
Alright, well, that's okay.
I'm gonna know that that's,
I just don't understand how receipts stop
Right.
fraud anyways, in this case, that's what I don't know, yeah.
Alright, so in this case, how the receipt stop the fraud is if you do it by license plate per vehicle. That's what we do for GSA, cause I have a GSA card and Wix card. And then I have to put in my driver PIN number and then my license plate number. So it tracks all the gas going in that particular vehicle. And that Wix can do, cause they told me they could. So that's what I think the town should do. That way you don't have to worry about your mileage, and then that way you can see which vehicle's getting more gas.
I'm all for that.
But I just don't understand how the receipts stop fraud.
Well, cause you can look, like he's saying, he can look at the different receipts, like me.
But she
here's a good example.
she has copies of all the information on the receipts, so.
Well, here's a good
The electronic
example.
receipt.
Yeah.
I've got a C-Max, that's my government card that I signed for. So if I'm dumping $100 worth of fuel in that a month, they're gonna be, whoa.
Yeah, but they don't need your receipts to see it.
Yes, they do.
Why, if she gets it electronically,
They track them electronically, but the way it's set up, Wix gets them, like, she gets a list of the Wix stuff on there. But, in my particular case, they also have to go to our headquarters, which are the physical receipts that have to be turned in, because they have obligated money that has to pay for that, and that's what they match the money against. It's a different system on everything now. If you do the plates, it's gonna match up to each vehicle.
I get that, I still don't understand how in our situation receipts stop fraud, that's what I don't get, I'm okay with it, with you doing it how you want it, I think the
How
license
about
plate's a good idea.
Stacy?
Stacy, do you think that you could set it up based on, I don't know that Wix program, I don't wanna know it, but do you think that you could set that up for it to match the plates?
I can call them and find out, I don't know off the top of my
She can
head,
Google it.
but, no. I know they have that one I can pull online, different from this, statement, gives a lot of information. So I can definitely, it's something I can ask them,
I think it's good.
but,
I think that's a great idea, and so what I would like to do is, I'm sorry to cut you off.
no, go ahead.
I would like us, if you guys would look into that, cause I think that would solve all our problems. But in the meantime, while we're doing this trial, I have already set up with these businesses, okay? The mobile station and trains, that's who we get a majority of our gas from. And if I have any questions, or if I was missing a receipt, probably mine, all I have to do is call them up, because Stacy would send me with all the names on it and the dates, and say, hey, on October 22nd, there was $35 worth of fuel, can you pull that receipt for me? And boom, like I did with Stacy, boom, they showed it right there. So that's a backup for me, and plus if there was any, before we implement the plates, if there was any discrepancy, I can always call them up, or Weekend has a team, and say, hey, look, we have a discrepancy, we have somebody who we think might have.
I have a question.
Yeah.
With you being able to contact the gas station and get a receipt, is there a time limit on when they can pull those?
Nope, because
They
I
can
went
pull it
back,
from like a year from now?
well, again, that I don't know.
Because I'm just thinking if our auditor comes in and looks at stuff and has questions, if we don't have the receipt and we never collected it, what's the time frame with a gas station?
I can find that out, but I went back into, I think I found one in, well, it had to be September, in the first part of September, because August 28th. But I was able to call back, and they did come into there, how far back they can go, that I would assume they have to archive it for their records, but I can ask that. But again, I like what Jeff said, because I think that will eliminate all our problems, I really do.
It works beautifully.
The fixer.
That's what I do.
And have you started to use the fuel user agreement?
Have I?
Well, see, it's hard to know, but before you started, there's a lot of missing things. Like, the educational reimbursement agreements disappeared.
Which we
And that's
did,
what,
but-
one of the reasons we moved the files here, the personnel files. Cause, so that we could check and double check what people know. That's where I thought, I was only trying to ask a question because I don't know what you've been given or told or anything, cause we really haven't met to talk with you.
Right, and I'm
Sense.
gonna be right up front with you, and don't take this the wrong way. I'm not a big advocate on that fuel user agreement, to me, I don't like it. It didn't, when I first looked at it, it just didn't come across me right, but that's just me.
Well, are there
Nothing,
changes
whoever-
you'd like to make to it?
Yes,
that we can
that's-
implement?
That's what I'm working on here. I think if we can eliminate this whole issue by adding what Jeff said to this, and then we're gonna be golden. We can base everything off the plate, we can base everything off the electronics that Stacy gets automatically through the Wix program, and I think that we don't even have to worry about it, because it's all gonna be right there for us, okay? Unfortunately, I'm gonna say it, I don't care. It's a trust issue. It was a trust issue, and I can understand that because of what happened in the past. And then, again, that happened, we have no control over it. I'm not blaming anybody. But with the way things are going now, I think it's a great way to go by implementing the plates and Stacy doing the job that she does, and it takes the load off of me, and less paperwork for me, which I love. And I think that's that's a win-win situation for this whole situation. We can get rid of that fuel agreement, user agreement, and go based on this, and I think we're gonna be all set. I really do. I'm just not a big fan.
You had to sign an agreement though when you got a card, didn't you?
For what?
To be able to use fuel, your fuel cards?
Yeah, I have
For
a
the
fuel card.
Yeah, but you have to send some kind of credit card agreement?
No, it's a GSA card. It's assigned to me, cause I signed for the vehicle, and it's assigned to me with the card, and on the card it has the plate number.
Yeah.
And it's assigned to my particular vehicle, so it's only me who can put gas in or not put gas in. Cause it's based on that particular plate. And if it starts showing, like I said, I got a C-Max, that's what, government's cheap, that's what they give me. But if I'm running a couple $100 a month in fuel, then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, where you going, sunshine? You see, that's so,
Sunshine.
that's how they keep it honest,
And it's
true.
I really think that is the best and smartest way and I don't know how you do it in other departments, but that is kind of like what we use overseas and also at one of the bases I was at, and it's a fail safe. I mean, it's a smart way to go. It's an accountability system.
You pretty much safe in two ways.
Yeah,
You're gonna catch it either here or there, you're gonna catch it.
Well, if he was in the military, and he must have seen GSA vehicles, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's only so many people that are allowed to sign for them, and we do sign a user agreement for the vehicle.
Right.
But for the vehicle, not for the gas card. The gas card's actually owned by the GSA, and they assign a PIN to me, and in the particular case, my PIN is the license plate number. That's how it works.
So that'll show up on the card too, when that card goes in, all the information.
Yeah, I gotta plug in the
So we
PIN and
have
the
people
number.
that can drive well, I don't know if they can drive any of the
Yeah,
vehicles.
but that's just setting parameters with Wix. Years ago, I was one of the first people, I hate to say it, when I was just a citizen Jeff, we kind of floated the idea for the Wix card. Because we were using it, and a couple of us came in that were at the shipyard, and we're the ones that floated the idea years ago, so, but yeah, we use the plates, and that way it's a fail-safe.
It is.
I have a question.
Yeah.
We had a fuel card that was lost.
Yep.
And they were using another fuel card from another vehicle to fill up the vehicle from the fuel card that was
That
lost.
should never happen.
But what do they do in that event if it's lost
The
and you
loss
gotta
is
wait?
reported immediately.
Right, but you gotta
And they-
wait for it.
Overnight, they'll overnight a card, Wixville.
Right.
It's
But-
overnight,
so then
it's
that-
instant.
But what if you need fuel and you go to get fuel and you realize the card's missing and you can't wait till overnight because you can't have your engine low? That's, yeah.
Well, what if I wake up good looking, I mean,
No, I think that's her point. That's what she's saying, if you
Let's
can't wait
face
till
it,
the
that
overnight.
can happen.
Yeah, you pay cash,
and-
you get a part of your seat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and my answer to that would be, we would pay for it, okay? With a department or my card, that doesn't matter, and then just get it, you know, resubmit for
Excuse me,
reimbursement.
chief.
Hold on.
You still have the department head credit card, right?
Yes, sir?
So if he still has the department head credit card, that's still available to put gas in, and you still can get a copy of that receipt,
Okay.
Okay.
so.
Right, but I would want a copy of
No,
that.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely,
that one.
absolutely.
Another thing just to keep in mind
Yeah.
is if there ever is any sort of dispute issue,
Yeah,
with a purchase, if we don't have a physical, that actual physical receipt, we can't dispute.
no, you need the receipt, absolutely, you need a copy of it somehow, that was part of the original Wix agreement.
Well, that's what we're talking.
But he's trying to get rid of.
It's an electronic receipt work?
Yeah, it's an electronic receipt, because it's on these electronic receipts
Gotta be a
now,
receipt.
it's going to have,
I know, but our auditor has, cause I was in talk with them, says that if we have a dispute, we're gonna need the actual physical receipt.
If we dispute the amount of fuel.
If we dispute a charge, yes, if
Okay.
we're like, no, we didn't fill up $100 worth, we only did 50, but we don't have that receipt, there's no way.
so my answer to that is, I get on the phone, and I call that company, whether it's the mobile, and say, hey, on October 22nd, we had $100 worth of fuel. I need that receipt to confirm that that has a backup, to confirm that that actually happened. So by me setting these up with trains and the mobile station, it's just a matter of making a phone call and say, I have a dispute going on with our fuel. On this date, there was a report of, say,
So I guess you
$100.
gotta find out how far back you can go is the key, because if it's only 2 months or something like that, that might be a problem, right?
Yeah.
But if it's like 6
Yeah.
months or a year at each one, it should be fine then.
And I can almost guarantee that with these big systems and with the money that they shell out on gas or take in on gas, they have to go back,
Probably to the physical year to start, if
Yeah.
not further.
if not further. I do not see that being.
So I will say, Lacey and I worked on the Wix stuff originally when we were missing a lot of seats, when I came in as a new selectman, and I actually shut off, was chairman, so I didn't know, so I shut off all the Wix cards, no new pins and everything until everything was cleaned up, we did that. I don't know if she's actually sat down with you and showed you how the Wix stuff comes in. It shows you where it comes from, the fuels, whether it's in-state, out-of-state, that's all on there. But that receipt is still required, that's per Wix.
Okay,
So, I mean, as much as, we could waive it or whatever, Wix still required it. Now, if they're willing to do something in place of it, she could find out from the Wix, if they could modify the agreement. But there's gotta be some kind of proof of
I
it.
didn't know that it was Wix that was requiring these signatures.
Yeah,
I thought that was just our town thing.
you're talking the user agreement, which is different than the receipts. The receipts are required from Wix in order to, like she said, dispute any charges. If something comes up.
So Wix is saying every time we get fuel, they still want us the receipts and with the signatures
We
on.
need to back up the expenses, yes, if we're ever to challenge something, yes, that's what they told us initially.
So with me having this system as a backup, is that the same thing? So if there's anything in question, excuse me?
It doesn't seem like it is.
I would say this is how I would handle it, only because we talked to Wix, last time her and I did was like over a year ago. Call them, see if they'll do something in exchange for a hard receipt versus a, picture receipt or something.
Based on our plate.
Right, on the
I
plates.
like the idea of.
And then they can
plate.
track it by the plates and that might eliminate, but even I still have to turn in the GSA receipts, as you probably did too when you were in
Right.
service, cause we still have to turn them in for our comptroller.
I mean, if it comes down and we still need to get the receipts, trust me, we'll get the receipts.
No, yeah, no,
I have no
I mean-
problem with
How
that.
about, what if you just put an envelope
I have a,
in each truck
Fill it up.
and just not even turn them into her unless there's a problem and you're tracking them with the plate number and just keep the envelope in each truck at the end of the month,
Well,
take it out,
we can
put it in
do
the
that.
office and put it in the file, and if she needs it, you have it.
and that's kinda like the cloud that with taking a picture of the actual fuel pump.
Or take a picture of the receipt.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we were talking about and with JT, and I think JT sent that he can explain it more.
If they have a picture of the signed receipt, then that would be just as good, right, as a regular receipt?
That's gonna be up to Wix, Chuck.
But it is a picture of the receipt.
It's still gonna be up to Wix. This is not something we do.
I know, but it's an electronic version of the receipt. Do they need the actual receipt? They need an electronic version sent to them.
I was told physical.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I was
that
too.
will be something I have.
Because if that way you wouldn't, they could just take a picture of the receipt they sign and upload it if they'll take a electronic version of
I
the
mean, we'll,
receipt.
whatever, I mean, we're gonna do
Well,
what's right for the town and
Another
stuff, don't get
option
me
is a
wrong.
Dropbox, and then just turn them into at the end of the month.
Well, that's what they have in place now, but just
Well, not really.
some of them
I
they get
do,
dropped.
I have
I mean,
a Dropbox that's
Okay.
on the officer's door,
Okay,
and they bring it in, and the thing is, that
I'm saying something exclusively just for fuel.
that's what this
receipts.
is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's,
But if you just left them in the vehicle, there'd be no reason when the person gets in the vehicle, they couldn't put it in the
That's true too.
envelope and leave
that's
it
a
for the
good
money.
point, we could put an envelope in there, I'm all for that, I mean,
Yeah.
if it makes life easier, especially for Stacy and me.
Yeah, and then that way they wouldn't, as soon as you get in the vehicle, it goes in the envelope and have a place where it's set and.
I would, Stacy, I'd just call Wix, see what they take, and then, they change all the time. So, and then,
I didn't even know that it was,
yeah, you two figure out what's what. Yeah, they told us it had to be physical for them to dispute any charges.
I didn't know, I thought that was a town thing, but I don't know.
See if
maybe
physical
once it
needs
goes from
electronic
there.
copy though too, like a scanned copy or something.
And maybe you could work, what you don't like with the fuel user agreement, you could work with Stacy to see before we approve that, put it in place.
I think the guys, if you trust a guy to go gas up enough, I think he's trustworthy, bring that receipt back
I
here.
agree, yeah.
Cause they up, down to both machines.
But in all fairness
Pulling
though,
out.
Butchie, when I first ran into it, and Stacy can attest to this, one of the things we were running into, the pumps, we're not spitting out receipts.
They weren't putting them out.
That's what happened to me, honest to God, Stacy. One of the 9 the other day, the
So that's what we
printing
ran into a
machine
lot
was
of.
down, and I
Well,
think I even sent you that, oh my God, it's down.
yeah, and when Frank was interim chief,
It might be
he
middle of the
had
night,
said
nobody's there, right?
that, emailed the department and said that a new procedure in place would be that the ideal thing is to get the physical receipt and bring it, but in the event it doesn't print out a receipt, the store's closed, you can't get one, take a picture of the pump and write an explanation into why, or if you had an emergency call, you had to leave, write a reason why you couldn't get the receipt and all the information.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but the.
It's probably in the fuel reuser agreement.
Okay, so,
You still want her to check about doing the plates? and
yeah, I would like
tracking
to
it that
check
way?
and see if they would accept this cloud that JT had talked to us about. It's an app that we already have set up, where if they would accept that, and then at the end of the month, we send you everything from that cloud. And again, we can talk about that tomorrow too, before, if you want.
I'm okay with it, if you come up with something that works with him.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
put
me
it in
too.
place, if you're comfortable with it and he's comfortable with it, I'm okay with it, you guys can just kinda let us know.
And if the auditor will accept
And
it.
then we can make sure we all are aware if anyone has any problem with it. Does everybody else feel that way too?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I'm just curious, the card for the fuel is in the truck all the time?
Yes. And each vehicle there's a card for each vehicle, and that's it. And then you can't take money out of these cards, I mean, it's just used, you put it into the gas.
just a fuel card.
So they're probably already tracking it then by the truck, I would
Yeah,
think.
well, in the report, it
Yeah.
tells you which truck it is
Okay, yeah, so,
versus the
yeah,
license plate. So
Okay, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
and
you
then-
only need a license plate,
Yeah.
you already get the truck.
no, you're right, yeah.
It's
And then-
143, whatever.
Yeah, it comes up, and Stacy, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know the Wix program. But doesn't it come up with a certain number that's assigned to a specific vehicle? Well, it has to be, cause don't you send me,
Yeah, but I'm not sure if the plates are, I think the plates are right, but I know I had a question with one receipt one time, last month or maybe the one before, and, JT had asked if I knew what vehicle it was. Cause I had sent the plate number, so, but I didn't know that,
okay,
so, I would just wanna verify that they actually do match.
yeah,
So
so
I'm gonna
that,
go
and
take
that's,
this call, that was the guy that does, free run? Okay, I'll be back.
That's the live streaming, do you know that? I think it's been recording like it was before.
Yeah, see, let them figure it out, let them two figure
I
it
think
out.
that's what it's been doing.
Yeah, I had like message after message. It's not working. Don't panic.
Stacy, I'll give you a call tomorrow or sometime along the week and look into it.
Alright, anything else, chief?
I am. I do wanna share that this town is very, exciting that we delivered a baby boy on scene at a residence. I had, 6 personnel there and, mom or grandma got onto our site and said baby boy and mom are doing fantastic. And I can't tell you, I've never been so prouder than a group of men and women than that day. I was pacing the floors when I heard the call and I saw who was going, and I had multiple crews going. I said, they don't need a fire chief grandpa pacing the floors there, I'll just stay here at the station and listen up. And very exciting, not only for the town, but for the fire department and the individuals. It's definitely a great thing, and it couldn't happen a better time, and very, very proud of each and every member that was there.
Nice.
Very exciting stuff.
Good side of the job.
Yes, thank you.
Having a baby.
Yep.
What a lovely way to sing when she went.
And hopefully it'll keep me from being a grandmother for another year.
Other than that, thank you guys, I'm gonna,
And Chief got a sweater for his dog.
yes, and we have a new fire dog, it's gonna be the first
Back down.
Pekingese. Pekingese Chihuahua, that's gonna be an arson
You
investigation.
almost got out when Paul said, sit down. I'm scared.
Yes, thank you for spoiled pets and ACO Mary Kenny for finding them for you.
You mentioned to me earlier this week about the fire hose and you
Oh,
mentioned
yes.
about the money being set aside.
Yeah.
He asked me about the adapters for the fire hose, if the money was, were just strictly hose or for hose and adapters.
Hose in like a nozzle and some connections that go with the hose. That's the first I've heard about it.
I thought it was for the hose and to, you know, everything is part of the hose, I thought, cause that's what Roger was saying, cause the hose is no good without the connectors, right?
Right.
And Roger was saying we had to retire some, so when the hose gets retired, the connectors get retired with it, right?
I'm telling you, if it's in the writing and you guys are good with it, I do need to get some new hose, but I also could use a couple nozzles which can be coincided with that hose if that's within the writing. I didn't wanna do anything without, and it's the first I heard of it when you guys brought it up to me. It's exciting, good, like, get some new stuff.
Yeah,
Is that in the regular budget or where was that?
that was in the separate section, like the CI,
Isn't it CIP?
The CIP.
yeah, it's 3,500, I think.
Yeah, it was 3,500.
Breaking out the money.
So then you got your answer,
Thank you.
hose and adapters.
Hose and adapters. Perfect.
You mentioned last week about the lights and the.
You can reach across the road now.
the ladder lights.
Yes. How big of a ladder do you guys have?
Step ladder.
Step ladder.
What are you looking for?
The lights in the lobby to be changed?
We can make that happen,
You sure?
I'm sure of that.
Nobody getting hurt or anything?
We are highly trained. I can write it off as training. There will be training reports and there will be a safety individual monitoring that. You let me know when we need to do it, we'll be here and we'll get her done.
Last
That
week.
At your convenience.
Tonight.
Well, that I can't guarantee, cause I got a dog at home that's gonna be mad at me.
When would when would be good for them to come in and do that?
Come in anytime.
We just need to replace light bulbs?
Yeah, out there, and
Okay.
it's really.
They're way up.
The lights are bigger up there.
Well, let me go out and take a look.
Get a ladder truck.
A long time
Yeah,
ago,
I'll just
but I don't
bring in
know where
a mutual aid ladder truck so we can write off our training.
Doors back it in, Flip.
If we can do it, we will definitely do it.
All right.
Yeah, if we can, and in a safe manner, we'll definitely do it, and if I can't do it, because of the height or whatever, I'll tell you, but we'll make it happen if there's any way possible. Without a doubt.
How high of a ladder you need out there?
Alright,
It's pretty.
I mean, our ladders go up to 24
I'm like, I got one at
feet,
home,
Yeah, I've got a 13-foot.
You know?
Yeah, no, we've got the ladder.
I got a 40-footer at home.
Step ladder?
Oh, I got like a 20-foot step ladder.
You can't put that in the middle of the floor.
Well, you can,
need an apron.
if you do it
Right,
right.
an apron.
You need an apron.
If I can make it happen, I
Yeah,
will.
if you can do it right, you can
So
still.
take a look and let us know and-
Dude, been
Yeah,
there.
I'll take a look at it.
Some of the
I got pieces,
Does OSHA like that?
I got pieces that hook them together.
Anything else, Paul?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. He was short last week.
Well, no, he's right here, it's a good time. Station one maintenance. Stacy gave me a up-to-date bill today for about 14,000 some change. How much more have you got to add to that?
We are, of course, we still got that 8,900 from FEMA, that trailer.
Mhm.
That's, of course, that's reimbursable. We are, I can't see it. Actually, we just had an issue with the furnace, which I haven't had a chance to talk to you about. The gentleman came over and he's working me up a price. We have to replace the blower motor because the bearings have all gone on it and the belts. I don't see that being, don't hold me to this, more than $2,500, but I could be wrong. And I might be high on that. But that's gotta happen soon because it started going the other day and I heard it. I called him and he came in the other night and looked at it and the belt is definitely going because we could smell it and the bearings are shot. So he's coming in and giving me a final estimate. The bathroom is done, the hallway's done, the office area is done. The officer's office, which used to be the chief's office, is 95% done. The training room is pretty much going to be done by the end of next week. We're getting the doors put in. If I'm going to say $5,000, maybe, okay, I think we're gonna be right in that ballpark. And trust me, I am really chomping the bit on these guys. I put out what I call a freeze within the fire department. Nothing goes out, nothing is ordered without my approval. Everything and anything gets my stamp on it, and it goes through me. So I will keep a very close tab on that because I don't want anything going wrong. So,
We just need to make that transfer so that you have some money back in your account, so that's why I'm trying to see where you're at.
right, I will do this for Paul, tomorrow, I will sit down and come up with that list, and I'm hoping that I will have the gentleman's quote on the repair, cost for that furnace, cause it's gotta happen. And I will get that to you tomorrow. Also, I guess I might as well talk about it while I'm here, the vehicle maintenance. I didn't bring them with me because I didn't think I'd be at this route, but, it's gonna cost, I have to replace 2 tires on our engine 4. Because most of you, when you come over, I have shown you, it looks like Mount Rushmore on there. Unfortunately, the tires are in really bad shape and the front end needs alignment. That's gonna cost us anywhere from probably $1,000 to $1,500 for new tires and a front end alignment. And I have to have that done because that's our number one piece. So my plan is when I do, I'm getting the quotes so I can finalize everything. I don't have a replacement truck, so I'm gonna bring a tanker up on the front line or my brush truck and use that for a replacement piece until I get one. And that needs to happen fairly soon because those tires, and if you've seen them, those tires are in pretty bad shape. So I'm gonna need to bring some more money into my vehicle maintenance budget to get that fixed because I have spent a lot of money to get these vehicles up and running to where they need to be, and we are, we're close to be where we as a town should be somewhat satisfied. Our ambulances are good. This engine will be good as soon as we get the front end and the tires fixed. And then our tankers, basically they're old trucks and we're doing our best we can. We're keeping them greased, we're, replacing lights and making them last as best we can. They've been, they've definitely done their job for the communities, that's for sure.
Yeah, he hasn't done enough to cover that.
No, I don't. I wish I would have brought it with me, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I was shocked to find out that we did some work on our ambulance, the second ambulance, the older one, and we had to go around and replace the brakes all the way around. Yeah, well, I wasn't real happy with that, but what are you gonna do?
Okay.
So we're gonna need some more money in the vehicle maintenance, and I'll get a number to get to you guys, and I'm gonna apologize for not having it here tonight. I didn't expect it to do this, but I will have that number, and like I said, I was thinking 1,000, 1,500 for tires and front end, and then
Do they still have Hart to do the mechanics?
when it comes to, the tires and front end, one of my guys called around and.
Central?
There's a place in Rochester, there were 3 businesses he called, because I told him I wanted 3 quotes. And, Lakes Region has been doing all of our work for everything else, except for the tires, because they don't do tires in front end. So it will be somewhere within the, I call it Seacoast, our area. And Rochester, there was a business in Rochester, he checked with 2 others.
Are you gonna be here for 7:30?
Yes,
Okay, I'll wait for that then.
Well, that's executive session.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, I might as well give it to you, this is about the RV ordinance that we have,
the what?
the recreational vehicle ordinance that we have.
Can't live in the camper.
Not indefinitely, without making some plans.
I am making plans.
Okay, well, good, that's just, you, within the 120 days, that's all.
I'm aware of that,
I didn't know, because I don't know what you've got and what you haven't got.
yeah.
Anything else, anyone?
I'm all set. Thank you.
So am I still here at 7:30?
Yeah. I don't know.
You get nervous that easy, Chief.
Have fun.
Thank you, I'll talk to you guys at 7:30.
Alright,
Appreciate it.
yep,
Maybe 7:15, chief.
You know me, I'm never late, big guy.
alright, 7,
I gotta put some food in my belly.
alright. I got some Andes mints.
Alright, public participation, Deborah?
Actually, I have quite a bit of free commercial space to use at the end of the,
The good of the town?
Yeah,
Is
so
that-
I'll wait for the good of the town.
All right.
Thank you.
That's a minute. You can't sign that one in those.
Can I have a copy of that ordinance? So he's got a bunch of them.
Because you weren't there for that meeting.
Well, this one was actually, okay.
Might be a way to handle those homeless places too.
Okay, I make a motion to accept the minutes as written for Thursday, November 5th, 2020.
I'll second it. All in favor? Jeff?
I'm in favor, cause I reviewed the tape, so I'm in.
Were you in favor, Karen?
Yeah, I wasn't here though.
Oh, that's right, you two last week. Oh, that was the week before.
We're just,
That was the week before.
Oh, okay.
this is last week's.
I wasn't here last week.
I make a motion to accept the minutes for November 12th. As written.
Second it?
All in favor?
Can you do that one? You can safely do that one.
That one comes to me, Butch.
You're not allowed.
Yeah, you're not allowed on that one.
I reviewed it. Oh,
Denied.
why am I reviewing the tapes then if I can't sign off on them?
Keep your own.
Oh, thank
Like, you gotta review the tape, okay?
you. Well, look this time.
You go.
Really?
Happy?
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Guys living in a camper in the middle of, who's gonna live near a winter.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
All right,
End the road.
Hey,
Yeah.
all set?
Excuse me?
All set?
I don't know, would you like to have a conversation?
No, I wouldn't.
Because I can have one right now.
Comp time?
That is a reason.
It's me.
Yeah. Not everybody has to agree to it.
So this is to give Skip Wood this access to the state database in order to cross-reference the database with our records for the 911 system to make sure all addresses have been entered. Does anyone have a problem?
Nope.
Eleven nineteen.
In this,
This is
wanna sign payroll while you're here?
for the cemetery.
Sign payroll while you're here?
Afterwards,
Tape measure, set of flags.
Okay. So tape measure, flags, and string for the cemetery.
Yep.
There you go.
You like that 300-foot day, Paul?
Yes, I did. Actually, they're not, you're right, they're not that expensive.
No, considering how useful they are, they're pretty low cost.
Yeah.
This is for Sam from STS. Cell phone for,
That was the bid that we accepted.
wait, what is this for?
Permit, Rena wants a cell phone and get added to a plan so that she can get her email.
My phone will not update the outreach.
what's the date today, 19?
Yes.
I believe the cell phone plan for Sutton is $35, or the 25, depending on the type of phone that you provide.
So we have a plan for
Well,
selectmen?
there's the reimbursement for the use of your phone was originally included. Department heads, excuse me, Sutton, department heads had phones that were used strictly for town business.
So
So,
we still have that?
yeah, but we have to budget for that.
We didn't budget for it, did we?
We didn't budget any for Sutton, no. We budgeted for fire chief, the code officer, and the 12 years. But right now, no, there's none. Okay. But that one
Of course not.
35.
What's that?
Cell phone for,
Stipends, right, like.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
no, Karina wants one.
Why?
Why? Because my phone is an old phone, it's over 4 years old, and I can't update the software on it, and so I can't, every time,
Did you say your phone was old?
yes.
Oh, wow.
But, so every time it updates,
That's old.
so maybe you should get one too.
No, listen, I
Is
don't,
that why you don't check your I mean,
I don't do anything with this phone for town business. It's a government phone. I don't. you
right,
know.
so when do you do your town business?
I do it when I see it and read it when it's necessary. Is that, what are you asking? Like what? This stuff, I read it before I come. What are you asking me?
So the emails that I answer every time
Didn't you buy a new laptop?
no, I didn't get a laptop.
I thought you said you bought one.
No, it got canceled.
Oh, okay.
No, but listen, so every time outreach takes an update,
I need a new phone.
it
Deborah,
doesn't allow me to get any of my emails for the town.
Like, we have a town library, right? I don't know if we still have that.
That wasn't me, Chuck.
That was me, I'm just asking if we still have a town library.
So do you want me to go into the town library?
No, I'm just asking if we still have a town library.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do, but this is to be, sometimes we have things that need to be addressed right then, like when something happens to one of the
I
trucks
I
or
can't sign off.
something, I mean, sometimes they need somebody to come in and sign AP or
We
payroll.
don't have a computer here for you guys. Should be a computer here for you guys to come in and do
Well,
that.
there isn't.
So the town pays for cell phones that we,
No,
You can get a
You
stipend,
can, yes.
but we have to budget for it.
that's right.
We didn't budget for it.
Yeah, there is a stipend, depending on whether you have a smartphone or a straight phone, and we budget for the,
I don't know, I got mine, it's not that old, but it's not the best thing in the world, but
yeah, it's just,
I mean, that's all I use it for
I'm
is
having
calling.
a lot of problems with
That's all I
mine.
use it for calling, that's
Yeah,
all I use it for. I do my town work on my computer.
my computer won't take that program either, it's an old computer.
Take what program?
The Outlook that we get our emails from.
You can access that.
All right, guys, please.
I was gonna give her.
Please.
Never mind,
Mine's
okay?
pretty old, I
Never
mean,
mind, well,
I'm just saying, you know,
doesn't
it's-
matter.
I can show you how to access the email through the web if you want to. So if your computer has a web browser, it'll access the email directly.
yeah, I'm,
No, I'm all set, I can't in good faith, we got no money. We didn't budget for it.
I mean, I think that's something we can all afford ourselves, yeah.
Next is for remanufactured ink cartridge replacement. For someone who worked from home during COVID for $39.86. This is the offer letter. Probably should keep that quiet till it, right now, I don't say the name or anything, Paul, on that. That I signed. And these are all for the telephone poles,
Yeah, different ones. Mm-hmm.
and some have red.
Just different stickers.
You just ran out, okay.
Yeah, just, yeah.
Alright. And they're all different ones,
Mm-hmm.
and we all,
And it tells you this one.
Yeah.
And then this one is here.
okay, and then where do we all have to sign?
Yeah, all of you have to sign. So they have them.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for a telephone pole, what's the, where's that one?
That one's Upper Guinea.
upper middle,
Middle.
Alright, here's one for Upper Guinea.
I reckon one of them, I think. It's that, yeah, this one is just,
Okay, so. That's it.
that's it.
Yeah, that's that too.
Oh, yeah, there was one for Keith, but it's already done, I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
Here is a supplemental tax bill representing the 2021 fiscal year for Wolcott Holdings.
lot number.
Well, it's not a poverty one, so I have to say who it's for, right? No?
Just a map and lot, and then
Okay.
attach the stuff that goes together.
Alright. Map of the lot is map is R10, lot 065-2. Total 566.72.
David's still doing it.
I'm sure there's one today, that's good tricky.
Yeah. Alright, here's a granted an abatement on map and lot R10-05-C. ownership correction. Because it was sold. There's another abatement, map RO7, lot 064, homestead exemption, is omitted at commitment. There's an acreage mistake, abatement for lot, map R10, lot 069.
Are we dating this,
I can do that.
no, you can do that, okay. You say it doesn't have a spot for the date, I mean, put next to my name, but.
There's an ownership correction for abatement,
Well, today's date is up here.
map R10,
That's what I was talking about for us, the right person that's signing it.
lot 065-2.
But you are right, date is on.
Supplemental tax bill for map R10, lot 065-C. Ownership correction. Sorry. Alright, here's a, abatement to the split and ownership correction. Map RO7, lot 118. Here's a supplemental tax bill. That same piece. Map RO7, lot 120. Oh no, the piece next to it was split. Here's abatement. For split and ownership correction. Map RO7, lot 120. And then a supplemental tax bill. The map RO7, lot 118D.
I don't know why she gave us 2, 4.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
What's that?
Are they different lots?
No, so that's what she's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We'll do those two, then we can discuss this one.
Okay. So this is appointment for Michael Walsworth. Vacancy of position in the budget committee. And the appointment will be effective till June 30th, 2023.
There's another vacancy in the budget committee?
And I'm not sure, not aware. This is James Dupree, being a vacancy in the position of budget committee member. Appointment be effective until June 30th, 2023.
Was there another resignation, Paul?
Yeah, I'm gonna get that in a second here. I was just waiting for everybody to get done with the papers so we have everybody's attention, if that's okay.
Yep, absolutely.
La-di-da-da. You look different without your glasses. You can't tell if you're looking at me now. Your glasses magnify your eyeballs.
You look different without my glasses too.
Yeah.
I probably don't wanna sign that one.
Oh, you didn't put,
Yeah.
I wouldn't use it.
No, I'm gonna pass. Who is that guy?
Who's that guy?
They just happy I showed up.
They're all the same, right?
sorry,
These are all the same, they to pass out.
No, that's your set,
that's your call.
that's all your set.
Your homework.
It's 2020 as well as,
Oh, okay.
I forgot my spectacles tonight. Oh, you did? Wanna get an eyeglass repair kit?
Can't, gotta go home now.
Can't see. Be driving one night.
okay, as Corinne has already referred to, there has been a resignation submitted for the budget committee. Skip Wood is asked to be stepped down on that position. I have his, request for, if you want to read it. But, by his stepping down, that leaves a position open, and we have Laura Bragg as an alternate budget committee member. We have the option of either
Now, who stepped down? I couldn't hear it.
Skip Wood,
Oh, Skip Wood.
yes. So we have the option of changing alternate, Laura Bragg from alternate to a full-time member to fill Skip's position till his appointment runs out, or we can leave her as an alternate and put somebody else in to fill Skip's position.
When does this run out?
He runs out in 2021.
What's,
I think we should, that's what an alternate is, right? I mean, shouldn't she be? But I don't have a problem with it, let's put it that way, I don't know.
So she would be doing a 2-year.
To do a 1 year. 2021's next year.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, so
He
she-
runs out in June. Either way, she would run out in June. It's just a matter of records, I guess you wanna call it that, you know. You're right, ordinarily the alternate would fill that position. So
So we need another alternate?
we'll end up needing another alternate, yes,
Unless people don't agree to make Laura the member, then we'll need a member and not an alternate.
right. We're gonna
We'll
fill
just need a
another-
member if nobody agrees for Laura to be the primary.
Right.
So then you need to put it back out and then see who wants to apply for a member.
We're still gonna need to do that for the alternate if we make Laura. I don't have a problem with it, does anybody else?
No, making her?
Yeah.
Phil,
Well, let me do this officially, then let's make a motion to make Laura Bragg as a budget committee member.
Can I say something before you finish your motion?
Sure.
Don't we wanna ask Laura first?
Right?
well, she would be a year anyway, either way.
Yeah, but no, maybe, yeah, I guess he's probably right?
Ken?
Right, she might not wanna be there every time.
Right, yeah, I mean, we should probably ask her, right,
Yeah, we could just vote her in and then have her accept or deny, I agree with that.
that works too, alright, I just wanted to make sure,
Yeah, no,
alright.
okay, so to fulfill, Skip Woods, I'm not sure what Skip's name is.
Blaine, Blaine.
It is, yeah.
To complete Blaine Woods, term.
I'll second it. Any more discussion? All in favor?
So, have them go away.
Just make sure it's noted that we should check with Laura first.
I'm gonna tell her Jeff said you have to do it.
we'll surprise her.
Be surprised, Laura, Merry Christmas.
So do we want me to advertise an alternate?
What?
Give her, give thanks. Advertise an alternate.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, advertise for an alternate,
We will discuss that.
okay.
She actually applied for the permanent position, we made her an alternate.
Oh, okay, I can't remember, that was so long ago.
Get with the program.
I know, I need to, I don't even remember who I am half the time.
Yeah.
What is it, stand too close to the microwave, rev it up, forget who I am for a half hour?
Oh, yeah.
Still plate.
Oh.
Something real quick.
What's going on, Georgie? You're up.
Sweet.
The next contestant on Lebanon's.
God.
I was gonna have you go right after Chief, but I figured you could hang out with us for
Are
a
you
while.
kidding me? Corinne goes, are you coming home to eat supper? I went, nope, not yet.
We don't spend any time together anymore, so I'd rather be.
I know, it's
stay
been
for a
so
while.
long. I'm trying to see what we can do to get it so I can use that field. Because if hopefully things will clean up, in a few months. The festival is usually on that field
When's the festival?
in May.
I
Okay.
didn't say June, but May.
Yeah, and then soccer. I
Meet
mean,
up in the rock garden?
yep, in the rock garden.
I don't,
We make it work.
why can't you, we had that problem all of a sudden when all this stuff went through with the town, with the schools and all that, when we were doing Little League. Cause we used to 3 or 4 teams up there
Yeah.
to practice with, Then all of a sudden, well, we don't know if we want you up here, and well, who don't want us up there? This is Lebanon, there's 11 teams.
Just like you run back into the problem again of the community library. I mean, you can't use it unless it's certain nights, I mean, you can't use it now anyways, but I'm just saying, it's a pain in the butt. And I mean,
I'm sure you can't use it.
soccer is on Saturdays, the teams don't practice until in the afternoon after school is out anyways, usually 5 o'clock at night. It's not interfering with anybody, so why can't I use it? I mean, if that's the case, then let them pay the electric bill, and I would like them to pay me back for all the upkeep that I've done to that building over there, and put all the peat stone down, and all the rocks, and the boards. Because it's a mud thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm the one that's out there doing it, I'm the one that's there every week, doing
Yeah.
this, trying to give the kids something, and I mean, I just wanna use the field.
Well, I agree with you, I think you should be able to, and it was almost impossible to get a call back from the superintendent this year.
I still haven't even got an email from her, just an acknowledgement would've been nice from her.
So, but I think with what's going on, they just went red, I don't think now.
I know
anything-
that, I'm just.
But I think that when, in, the early spring, well, even before then, February, March.
Yes,
look into it.
because-
Yeah,
Can I say something? Our incredibly awesome President Donald Trump and his incredible medical team with Operation Warp Speed developed a cure for COVID-19. It's gonna be starting to be distributed in 2 weeks. So what
Pfizer's.
would be the problem with her using the field next year?
it's not up to us, it's up to the.
That's my point for the school board. Why would the school board
I
have a
don't think they're
problem?
gonna have a problem, I mean, I would hope they wouldn't, I don't know
There's no
why.
reason at that point, other than they just don't want nobody on the field. And at that point, we as Lebanon voters ought to be like, well, wait a minute, that wasn't the original agreement when you took over the school.
No, I think that we need to get, when everything gets figured out in February and March, get in touch with the,
Cause I'm planning my Easter thing and I'm planning Stewart's Field. Cause I've already asked for the day, just because in case I can't use the field.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already come to the conclusion I can't use the gym, so I'll do everything outside,
I
but,
do have a thought for you. First Parish Church, right up the street, they have a really big, like open, almost size of a football field, maybe even bigger behind them.
It's not big enough. It's too small.
But for talking for festivals and stuff, cause they have multiple festivals there, and I'm sure they would let you use it.
but it's the towns.
It's not the town's,
Well-
it belongs to the school, it was given to the school, what, 20 years ago, whatever?
A while back.
was there no, I mean, there's an agreement in place that we get to use the
That's what
office,
the-
is there no agreement in place that we get to use
We
the
were,
field?
those fields were supposed to be for us,
We get kicked off the Bulls field
yeah.
back when we had Little League, when all this stuff happened, and all of
I
a
mean,
sudden,
they don't
they
wanna let
told
us use the field, we would
you
have to let
baseball
them use
players
the
can't
office.
use this field.
But what's the 2 point whatever acres that
office.
came back to the town? Where is
Right.
that?
tit for tat, doesn't do any of this.
No, but I'm saying if
Good
we
question.
let them know, we let
You
you
know,
use
I
them.
had bleachers donated, the bleachers over there for soccer, the 2 tables that are over there were donated for soccer. I mean,
Those are from the Boy
it's,
Scouts.
yeah,
The Boy Scouts built those just for the soccer folks.
right,
Well, I will help, and I think other people
Yeah.
here will help you in about 3 months when there's a direction going with the country and.
okay, I just
I'll
want
reach out to
it
the
out there.
superintendent, if you guys give me permission, I'll do it tomorrow. You know,
Oh, she ain't gonna answer you,
well, if she doesn't, then I'm gonna
No.
report it to the state, cause I'm still an elected official.
cause it's just, I'm just trying to get myself ahead for next year and think of what I need to do.
Like
I
I
mean-
said, you guys give me permission, I'll be more than happy to reach out.
You're more than welcome to by
We
me,
pulled
I
off
don't have a
5
problem
weeks
with it.
this year and it was, kids had a blast.
I think she's gonna tell you that they're gonna wait till they figure out the COVID thing, so, but.
I got that, but that don't mean we can't get the ball rolling.
Yeah, no, I agree, yeah, Jim?
Sure. I have a fairly large meadow behind my house, if you wanna come look at it, I know it won't work for sports because it's not level,
Yeah.
but it'll help with your other
Easy.
events. We can hook up a time and come look at it, and if you think you can use it,
I need to, I wanna ask the fire chief too, if I can use maybe like the old, firehouse for cookie delivery, cause I do cookie delivery too, and there's no place to do it anymore, there's just no place
yeah,
for anything.
come check out, I have a building that might, wants to get it a little more cleaned out.
Cause I just had
That
nothing
yours
candies.
wouldn't do good for her cookie thing, because.
Is that in the spring you do the cookie thing?
Grab your cookies and go.
Right, what's that?
That's the spring you do the cookie thing, right?
Yeah, it's usually in February I do a cookie delivery, but they moved it a month, so it won't be until March
Oh.
this year, so I
I
gotta
gotcha.
figure that out.
Don't lose it, you gotta look at it.
Well, if I can
I
get,
bet you know
if I can get the Beagle Club, no, you won't be able to kind of be.
But that's hard too, I've already thought about that, cause I've done nuts and candies at the Beagle Club before, and then there's just no place to,
Well, this time you're gonna have to, people are gonna have to be outside
right.
because of the thing, but everybody can be inside, whatever you have.
But I have to, when I do the cookie delivery, I have to have
She has to be on
manpower.
tour too, she's gonna be on
I gotta
visibility.
have it so, cause they drop the rack down and we roll it down and then we stack all those cookies. And then I have to sort them all and then call the troops to come get them, so. That's why I'm
I
like, if I
remember
could use the fire thing would be easy, open up the gate and let them go.
Yeah.
So,
Cool, be a bigger room too.
Yeah, but we can allow her to use the fire station, there's no reason we
I
can't.
think I'll ask them.
Yeah,
You know,
she's gonna ask the chief.
see that Dave, he'll just pull the trucks out and let us do that. Cause there's no place around here that's big enough to do anything.
Dave Salvatore's.
Listen, David would let her, David's very good about it.
I know he would, that's why I
That
said
would be
it.
another place you could think of, if you can't, if you're going over to David's.
Mm.
He's got that good frontage right there too. He was really good with me on the blood drive.
We'll all jump in, anyway.
Alright, so I guess, do we wanna have Jeff call?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
I'll reach out and harass him.
It's just too bad you can't use the fields in this
Yes.
town with 11 people.
I agree.
Good luck with her.
It's been that way since they emerged.
Alright, anything else, Georgie?
Nope.
Thank you for coming in.
Hey.
Tell
Thank you,
Bobby you said
Yeah.
hi. I'll tell Bobby you
Georgie,
said hi,
you have something
Georgie.
The footings got
I'll
poured
tell
for
Bobby
the
you said hi.
dugout over at the Stewart's Field today. Scotty Garish poured those footings. The walls are going up next week and then blocks. So I talked to Phil. He was supposed to meet me here tonight to give those checks, but he's gonna meet me tomorrow. So if you could just let Stacy know that I'll be coming in. Did we decide to put them under her?
She's out tomorrow.
Stacy, of course. Because I need her, but did we decide to put those checks under Georgie's
Yeah.
budget as a line item for Stewart's Field? How did we decide to do that, Paul, after all those discoveries last week?
Didn't we talk about that last week?
It's not going into one line item, no.
So how are we gonna do
It'd be a
that?
separate, it'd be a separate.
It'll be a separate thing. Okay, I didn't know, and while she was here, I figured we could at least figure it out. Thank you.
Alright, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Georgie.
bye, you guys all have fun now.
Bye,
Now.
Georgie, thank you.
Old business,
So that's it, yeah. She does, yeah.
LED light project, still no movement on that. Recycling, there's some stuff going on with that, but nothing imminent yet.
Can I ask you a question about this? This brings me back to the SHARP program. So that I had a couple of calls throughout time, but today I got one from a gentleman that said he took his SHARPs up, his wife's diabetic, he took the SHARPs up to the transfer station, and they don't have a program. So the chief doesn't have a program and the hospital closed theirs down. I don't know, is it something you guys wanna think about? Just throw it out there?
The hospital closed theirs down,
Right.
there's a company that comes and picks them up, and it must,
Cause I think what's happening, he said that he knows other people, I believe, and, people are just throwing them in the trash, which is not a good thing.
I found a whole container of them down at the park when somebody called me, at the
Yeah.
dam, and they were diabetic ones, they said. I don't know, something we could look into.
I don't know.
Is that something that's under the health officer?
Well, he said he's gonna look into some too, but I just wanted to throw it out there, cause I know that,
I would think if we're doing a program, we'd try and do it with the fire department.
yeah, or, yeah.
So he said he's gonna look into it?
Yes,
Alright,
okay. I just promised him I would bring it
Yep.
up, so I wanna.
purchasing policy, January, Ebo Hibo. Keys are passed out, that's all done, so we
Keys
can
are,
cross
not
it off?
all of them, yeah, well, I'm just gonna pass the keys out.
Alright,
Take it off.
sure. Nice work.
I say I gave you one to you.
Yep.
You do whatever you wanna, do you see the Boy Scout person?
I do, quite frequently, I'll see her Saturdays and
Alright, I'll give you a key for her, or him, or whatever,
Yeah, I'll get it right to Dana,
okay.
cause he's
So,
the scoutmaster, so I'll give it to him.
Solid waste ordinance,
oh, just one more question, have you ever heard of them people in Bedford, they ever get back to you?
No, those people reached out because they bought that property.
What's that?
The people that reached out to us is because they bought that property from those people in Bedford, I think.
No, is Christopher, you mean?
Yeah,
They bought it off them?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, so it was at 43 acres, do you remember, if you know?
I don't know. You have that email, I don't remember.
I'm trying to think if it's the same people or not.
I think it might.
Because I know the one that got a hold of us is the one on the Garding Road. They own all the way from the Garding Road all the way through to Eagle Highball.
I thought those ones that were reaching out to us said they had just bought the property.
Yeah, but I didn't hear back from that other one that you.
No,
So I might have to go back and I'll reach out, see if I can get a, that's one of
and I
better.
sent letters. Remember we sent letters, they
Right.
didn't answer, and it didn't come back. So the mail didn't get returned.
All right. Not, I'll just get a hold of you anyway, I'll come over. But other than that, we should be rolling along, and probably, what's today, Thursday? I'm hoping by Monday, I can have the lock on the gate.
okay, awesome.
It might piss a few people off, but, oh well.
Alright, assistant tax collector, still have to reach out to the union on that one. I was supposed to do that, I did not, I will. And then, timber value,
We just haven't got a chance to get out there with this.
okay. Alright,
We work so dark and.
individual selectment items, Mr. Adams.
I wanna go last.
You always
Why do
do.
you wanna go last?
Alright, Butch,
Nope.
Karina,
Well, I gave the chief that one thing that I had a question, about the RVs. Because I know it's been, getting cold and most RVs closed down.
that's it?
Down,
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I might suggest to the selectmen that, it's a town property and that, I am currently working with one of the campgrounds to give him permanent space on a donation or reduced level, but because it's a national corporation, they have to wait for their majority. I might also state that we have, appeals boards hearings every month, and the selectmen could request a stay for that. Just make sure you do it before his 120-day, 4 months runs up,
okay.
apparently, right?
Yep. Paul?
We already talked about it a little bit tonight, but the transfer station. It's been 3 falls so far this fall that they've been overfilled. You got a call just the other day, so. I was talking to Jen to get an idea of how the building's going, and they have 40 new homes being approved here very shortly, subdivisions alone. That's not counting new houses. We haven't actually increased the size of the transfer station capabilities for quite a few years. So I can see why we're running into a problem.
Maybe we could, look into another compactor.
I think we're looking at something like that, but that's gonna definitely affect our budget.
Yeah, I think the compactors are about 46,000. And that's in the existing space they're in, but I think there used to be one over on that other side, did there not?
Not that I know of, I think it's the only one we've had. We had bins on the
We
other
had
side.
containers, yeah, for the recycling at one time.
So what happened over the weekend? Did you get no pickup or just
I didn't
unloaded?
hear. I heard they were almost full, and I didn't hear back, so. I don't know, I mean,
I texted you.
yeah, but I didn't, I heard, but I didn't hear from them, so I assume they were all right. I mean, the only other alternative would be some way to move the dumpsters around on our own. Move the containers. Which would be, if we had an extra container there, we could pull a container on our own. But,
The other concern I have is how much of that is Lebanon trash and how much that is.
there was a mention of someone at the gate checking stickers.
Yeah, well, I'm not thinking so much stickers with, very easy to take your neighbors or your friends or your family's trash and put it in
It is.
the yards and haul it to our dump.
How do you stop that?
I hate to say it.
Oh,
Just my
paper
head.
bag.
Well, it wouldn't have to, it could be just the cost of the bags.
Well, I'm not sure, because if it's cheaper than it is in the surrounding towns, they're still gonna dump it here. Unless you control the number of bags per family. It's just some thoughts, because if we're looking at a $50,000 investment for a new compactor, as well as the extra hauling fees, we know we're gonna keep our budget down.
Robert did tell me that someone had brought a couch, a sofa, and they took it from their mother in Alton because our prices are so much cheaper than everybody around us.
Could be the one they dumped at the end of my road.
No, this big dump is at the transfer station because the person lived in Lebanon, but he did tell the story that it would belong to someone else out of town.
I think you take anybody that's got an industrial, or that type of business, guy that's building houses, he's big 3 or 4 a month, whatever he's doing, all the junk's going here. He loads a truck up and he takes it over to Rochester. If the townspeople, not for the construction outfits.
But they're paying for the construction debris, but obviously not enough. I saw that in the bills. That we're paying more going out than we are.
They're paying extra than what a regular person is.
Yeah, they pay extra for the construction debris. The problem is we're paying more to get it removed than we are taking coming in.
Yeah.
On a monthly basis. So,
But if we're overfilling on Saturday, that's household trash.
yeah, no, that's definitely,
And I can see it, just sheer numbers,
Yeah.
because we just keep adding a lot more homes.
Do the new contractors do their own demo debris and have it picked up at their property?
It's in our ordinance, if it's demo from a homeowner's property, it can go into our trash.
Yeah, because it's low in trash.
Doesn't matter what the contract is.
Well, we're redoing it anyway, why don't we,
Well, this is something we think about, we can think about that. But it's a serious,
Stops on the building.
and I know the
It's in the ground floor.
the conservation committee is very interested in what we're gonna do with the recycling. Cause I've got several messages from them as well. We're gonna do something about that.
even if we do recycling, it's still got volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still the volume.
Well, it's too bad we didn't get that comprehensive plan passed, we can't put a cap on growth.
You do it anyways, you don't need that whole comprehensive plan just to do that.
Yeah, you
You
do.
do,
Just that one thing,
Yep,
yeah, you do.
that's politicians for you.
In order to have a growth.
Let's have one thing and put 12 other things under.
yep,
What's all the
no more
pork?
growth
Yeah.
tax unless that was in place.
It's all about pork, that's why there's no stimulus package, because they wanna put money into like arts and entertainment and
Yeah.
it's got nothing to do with the people that are losing their jobs.
Nope.
Chuck, your mask matches your tie really nice.
Oh, thank you.
You look really pretty tonight.
Thank you, Deborah. All right, so that's something we gotta start looking into.
That's a project.
Yep.
The rest I have is, actually going to be executive session.
Mr. Adams?
Mr. Adams, it's me. Alright, I'm gonna take my Trump 2020 mask down a little, so I can talk. Alright, so again, shout out to the Trump administration and President Trump and his CDC, with Operation Warp Speed. We have 2 vaccinations that are gonna be starting to be distributed in 2 weeks. We'll get away from these mask things and, and it's gonna, I think he said 90 million is what they announced this morning that are going out, and the companies that are doing it are local, Moderna and Pfizer. So that's awesome, and then the ingredients are actually made in New Hampshire. So, anyways, that's awesome, and that's good news for everybody going here. So, I am gonna make a motion, cause I was reading this ordinance, okay?
What ordinance?
For the recreation thing, cause she gave me a copy of it. So, it falls under individual private campsites. And we own that property that's on, and according to this, if it has a water sewage plan and everything that's there, it can be won by written permission. So I make, ordinance that we give the chief written permissions to exceed the 120 days. 'Cause-
Well, I'll agree with that if David goes out and,
Well, it's already on there.
Yeah,
I know,
they
but-
come with a plan.
yeah, if David helps him do a plan and then we just,
No, it's, the fire station's already there, it doesn't need one according to what this says, it just needs
Oh.
permission.
No, it needs, for the,
Listen, when a recreational vehicle, tent, or similar shelter is in place on site for more than 120 days, all requirements for residential structure shall be met, including the installation of subsurface sewage disposal and compliance with the state submarine. So it's already there, because the fire station already has sewage and water and everything. It is not required, because you go down to the next one, it says that all we have to do is give written permission as the owners to allow him to be there. That's it.
oh, so, yeah.
There's nothing.
for unoccupied ones.
And occupied too, we can give them permission.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, that's for
It says
storage.
individual private campsites, individual associated with campgrounds are allowed to provide the following conditions are met. Conditions are met according to our ordinance at the fire station. I make a motion that we allow him to keep his trailer there for as long as he needs to get set up.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
Any discussion, Paul?
Yes.
Well, this
I
was,
think you'll regret doing this.
I think it
When Paul's
was,
got the floor, hold
I
on.
think you'll regret doing this, because you will be setting a precedent that somebody else is gonna have a house. People are sitting beside it, and they're gonna give you the same
It's all over
argument.
town, right?
Maybe.
yeah, but we need to set
But
the
we own the
example.
property, we can't collect fines from ourselves.
My understanding of the ordinance is that if you have a sewage disposal plan in place,
It's all there.
and it's written, and passes muster with the code officer, then he can say, yes, it is, that's how you go about it, and then it comes to us to give permission or not, correct?
The intention, when that was written, was that camper would have its own separate sewer system.
So,
Yeah, but he's not-
someone, if there was,
I'm saying what the intention was.
right, so if we had it set up where there's someone came weekly to empty that, and he had a written plan, then that would cover that ordinance.
So wouldn't it
Because that
know?
is a separate,
Yeah,
So wouldn't it know?
that's not like saying I can't have somebody, my son come over for the winter. He's got a, RV, something that's all winterized. He can sit there and, so if he wanted to, I mean, he ain't gonna dump into mine, 'cause there's no really way to do it, but he could take care of that stuff by himself. There's nothing law saying I can't have him do that.
It is right now.
Huh?
That's why they put that ordinance in for 120 days.
You know, it's not like it's a campground. You
It's
know?
an individual site, it says, it's good, it meets all the exceptions.
I think he's cool right where he is.
And Paul, you are right.
Well, I think
100%.
that-
If you start doing it for individual homes and stuff, then you're setting a precedent,
Yeah.
but.
You do it for one, you set,
Yeah,
you're setting
we're
yourself up.
setting an example.
I'm just going by what it
And
says.
believe me, this is where we trapped ourselves.
Yeah.
I have no problem with what he's doing, and I think, I like to see it going, but I'm not sure this is the way to do it.
Well, like, I'm just
What
going
do
by.
you, what do you think the way to do it?
Yeah, there you go.
If you can get codes to give us something to show us a way to get around this, I'm fine.
Alright, so why don't we, yeah, Jay?
Actually, I just have a question, because I don't know the answer to this. It says, all requirements for residential structures shall be met. This is referencing something that's been there for more than 120 days, including installation of subsurface sewage disposal and compliance with Maine. Is that, camper tied into the existing septic?
No.
Okay, so that would actually be one of the ways you could do it would be to just tie it into the septic, which isn't a big deal. You put a connector in.
Yeah.
And the other question I had is do we know when his 120 days run out? Is that in
I mean, we never really gave him a time,
Next spring.
how long he was gonna be using this temporary
No,
shelter
when did he
either.
move into the trailer, or into the camper?
August 20th,
No.
20th, when you got.
Not in this one.
No, not in that.
Oh, not that one, you're right.
That one
He was at
wasn't until like
Station
the end of October.
Probably been 60 days.
Okay, so we've got another 2 months.
Alright, so yeah,
So
so
what
why
I
don't
would say is let's see if we meet
why
the
don't we table
requirements.
that, and then we'll have the code officer go out and see about tying into the sewage, and then it'll be completely legal.
And why create a problem if he's gonna potentially be out before he.
Yeah, I'm working with one of the campgrounds
I know,
here in town
Yeah.
anyway, to try to get him a good spot for good, so,
there's only one campground that could do it though.
ha, you're right.
Imagine that.
That's what I was gonna say, most of them went,
One can.
yeah, just,
Alright, anything else?
that was.
Oh, that was you.
That was-
Anything else?
That was my motion.
Is the motion withdrawn?
Oh,
Alright, so, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna withdraw the motion, but everybody needs to read that, cause even the key word there is residential, that's a commercial site, and like,
Right.
it can be challenged, and everything, and for individual private campsites, everything on the section B has been met. There is active sewer and water there,
but it's not tied into it.
it doesn't say it has to
Doesn't say it
be,
has to be.
doesn't say it has to be.
But is he using it in the camper?
The ordinance does not
Does
say
not
it
say it has
has
to be, it's not in there.
Under 5,
Only if it stays for more than
120 days.
If it stays 120 days, it needs to, including installation.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you're right, it doesn't
It
say.
doesn't say it has to be.
Right, it doesn't.
It implies it has to be, but it doesn't specifically
No.
state it, you're right.
I know.
That's good.
I know
Shall
that.
It
be
says
met,
just gotta be there.
Yeah.
including the installation.
And then, one could argue, it says residential, that's not a residential property either.
Right.
Well, he
Yeah, but
is
it does say
stating
it's
the
gotta be
residence
approved.
right now.
It's gotta be approved by the local
Well,
plumbing
I'm just, that's what I'm reading, that's what I see.
No, you're
Verbatim.
right, but it says, but verbatim, it says it has to be approved by the local plumbing inspector.
And that's
We got
fine,
Something from David going over the disposal. And
then that's fine, but what I'm saying is that sewage and water is already on site.
Right,
It meets state standards,
Yeah,
so
it's
everything's
not-
met.
It's just saying you got 100.
But I will withdraw my motion until it gets cleared out. No, and I will
Anything else, Mr. Adams?
reinstate my motion. No, I just hope everybody, next week has a good, turkey funerals.
Turkey funeral.
Well, you can have 30 people at a funeral, so you might as well have a turkey funeral. So I just, I don't know, are we gonna meet prior to that? We're not meeting on Thanksgiving, right?
we're taking next week off.
Alright, then that's it then. Everybody have a good turkey funeral, stay safe,
You too, man.
and then I'm good.
All right, I don't have anything tonight. Go to the town, Deborah?
I actually have quite a bit.
I figured.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
You've been
well, it's been a very
awful
busy week.
busy out
I
there.
have been so busy, Chuck.
Oh boy, here we go.
So I have so much for you, and I did write it down so that I'd be brief.
You got 15 minutes, because that's when the chief's coming back.
Good, I'm going to the
He'll
bathroom.
wait for me, he likes me.
All right, you got 15 minutes, that's when the chief's coming back.
He'll wait for me, he likes me. So the first thing is I've been getting a lot of complaints because people are giving a lot right now, and they're very upset because they keep seeing me getting rushed. True story. They keep seeing me getting rushed through the thank yous. These people are giving what they have.
I don't think you've been rushed in a while, Deborah. Just so you know.
I'm just saying, this isn't my complaint.
Yeah.
They think that it's wrong to rush me when people are giving their all in their businesses, and people who are working are trying to help with town projects and people who aren't working. The first person that I wanted to talk about is Joseph Godin from Godin Associates. Joe had already donated insulating wallboard and the paneling for down there at the meeting room. Chief messaged and said they really wanted to put some white wainscoting in the meeting room. I called Joseph, no problem, come and get your check. That man he's been a godsend to that station, and I want to give him an additional shout out. He's at 1721 Carl Brody Highway down there across from Miner's Diner. Jim Boucher, who used to own the Boucher's Corner Store, but he's a Lebanon resident. He went down and worked with the American Legion guys. There were a lot of broken windows because that building had not been used for quite some time. They had windows that they picked up at the dump, picked up here and there. They had all this glass, and Jim Boucher cut all of that glass to size and repaired all those old windows so that we didn't have to purchase new windows. I cannot breathe in this mask, but I also want to take a moment to say that there are 3 residents, and I'm not going to give their last name, but it's Tina, Marie, and then a couple, Heather and Mark. These are all private people. They offered holiday food baskets, and at first I told them that we had plenty at the food pantry. I thanked them and asked them to consider donating to other causes. They said they'd wait. Sure enough, I have given that food pantry so many people, and they're pretty stressed out, so I started doling them out. These 3 people, Tina, Marie, and Heather, and of course Mark is with Heather, they delivered each 5 food baskets, and I'm talking about they gave everybody soup to nuts across the board, beautiful food baskets for the Thanksgiving holiday. And they should be applauded as residents. That's a lot of money to spend. I know I have to buy my own, and I can't imagine buying for 5 more, all on my own budget. So huge for those people, and thank you. Boy Scout Troop 369, they're giving up their time this Saturday from 10 to 12. They're going to be at the Lebanon transfer station. They're going to be collecting non-perishable food items to help replenish the food pantry. This food pantry is huge. John and Laurie, I mean, I called them and they say, you got room for one more? Yeah, go ahead, give me it. So, I mean, they're right on board. They're going way above and beyond. They're getting a lot of help from residents, and I really applaud everybody that's working on this food basket thing. And Dawn and Laurie have been running that food pantry for a long time, and I still hear, really, Lebanon has a food pantry? Please, people, get the word out there that this food pantry is above and beyond. They will help you. They will help you, and they're not judgmental, and they don't make you come to church or whatever your beef might be. They just help you. So it's not only at holiday times, it's year round. You can call them at 207-651-5506, and you can ask them at any time, and they will come and meet you and get you food. The next thing is that we had requests, believe it or not, this week for vinyl letters. I mean, where do you go to get vinyl letters? So thank you to Cindy Emerson and Lindsay Warren. They both have those little cricket, or whatever you call them, machines. Cindy made vinyl lettering for the new American Legion sign, And Lindsay is hard at work tonight while we're at meeting, making the lettering that chief needed for the fire department. So great job, ladies. They donated all their materials and time. I appreciate them. 4 spoiled pets, Renee Phillips, for bringing Commander Salty Flynn to us, our new fire department mascot dog. Seeing Chief bond with that dog has been amazing, and I actually have you and Bobby down here too, because that was so cool that Bobby crocheted that nice new jacket for the chief's dog. That was just really cool, above and beyond, and thank you to Bobby from that, because that little dog comes from North Carolina, so it was huge that she did that. Hey,
What you did, come on, put the credit.
so when we found out that there was a new baby boy delivered here in town, I got a message from Miner's Diner, and she said, how many responders does it take to deliver a baby? And I told her 6, 1 covering the station and chief, so she said 8. She called me up, I went down, picked up 8 sets of lunch, sandwiches and soup, and brought them all down for that maternity crew, as I call them, to celebrate that new tiny miracle right here in Lebanon, for which we're very thankful for. The American Legion wanted me to thank Andy LePage, SUR Construction. He saved the members many labor hours. He stopped by and was talking to them, and they needed holes drilled for the sewer and water pipes. Andy returned and did that all himself, saved those guys from doing it by hand, and very grateful for Andy and his help. STS for helping with the septic installation. Again, they came down and did all the man work, and Southern Maine Tool Rental, Jeff, for the use of his backhoe. He let those guys have it for the whole weekend, didn't charge him a nickel, so we're very grateful to Jeff for that, because not only was the septic installed, but they also dug for the footings for the new front stairs and ADA ramp, something that they've been waiting to do.
Jeff's a good guy.
Jeff is a very good guy, he's very helpful.
He's one of my best friends out there.
Jeff and Jeff.
Just because he's Jeff.
Anyway, to all the Lebanon American Legion workers who are out there working on that, building under Commander Jim Cray's guidance, really 2 thumbs up. They're doing a beautiful job. If you want to see it, stop by, look at the inside of it. It's all being done, by this group of guys. I mean, and these people who are donating things. So stop by and see it, because it's an amazing transformation, and the town sat on that building and did nothing with it for 15 years. And if you look at it now, you'd have to wonder why, because they're doing just such a beautiful job. I wanted to reach out to Pastor Mark Foster. Pastor Mark Foster, I call that man, and he is so helpful. He has helped so many families who are struggling this week. I can't tell you the invaluable service that Pastor Mark Foster provides. Also his congregation, for always being willing to care for residents who are needy, who are heartbroken, who are sick. That congregation, you just ask, and they stand right up. So also I'd like to say thanks to State Representative Ted Kryzak and Senator Bob Foley. They came to our American Legion Auxiliary meeting on Saturday with a beautiful framed legislative sentiment. First Parish Church, Pastor Bob and his congregation were nice enough to let us use the hall, because we have ladies that cannot be in the cold due to blood problems. So it was huge that they let us use a heated hall, and Ted and Bob came and brought us a beautiful sentiment. We thank them for that for our first year. November 10th was our first year as a Legion Auxiliary, and some of the things we've accomplished are above and beyond what they gave us any hope of accomplishing. So very proud of the ladies of the auxiliary, and thankful. Also to State Representative Kryzak and the York County Food Services for over 400 packages of red blissed mashed potato. Oh Lord, they only gave me till you walk back in, go.
I said 7:15.
They gave us 400 packages of Red Bliss mashed potatoes. We gave away by volunteers at Miner's Diner and Dairy Bar on Tuesday. Huge thanks to Mitch at M&M Auto, for providing us with a secondary vehicle. Thanks to James, who had, the smarts, and, Mitch, who had the smarts to open the side door of the truck we couldn't get into. And, we loaded it out the side door. It saved us a lot of time and effort. And I just appreciate, these two men, James and Mitch, who came with me last minute. I only get a few hours notice and they just came right out and helped me. Also, Ted, is arranging for USDA food boxes to be coming this coming Tuesday, 11/24. We are picking up with Eddie B Towing and Recovery. Huge thanks to him at 8 o'clock in the morning in Lewiston. I don't know how he's gonna stand me free coffee, but he's got me. And we'll be bringing those boxes down to Miners Diner and Dairy Bar. Thanks to all our amazing volunteers, because we couldn't move all these boxes of food without you. We're getting 200 plus whatever extra they happen to give us, plus 250 gallons of milk. And that will be on Tuesday. Please come down to Miners and get them. Ted was ecstatic to tell me that we are not getting scrapple this time, we're getting bacon. So that's what I said, because I like it.
Scrapple was good.
On Saturday the 28th, which is next Saturday, the Lebanon Fire and EMS are having a coat, food, and toy drive. We're grateful to Dollar General for allowing us to use their space once again, and to Santa Jeff Bisson, who is like an incredible Santa, and he even has a beard mask. So he will be there to provide free photographs with your kids. If you want to bring your cell phone, have them come and see Santa. He will be there to do that, and offer a donation to the coat, the food, or the toy drive. Also on the 27th to the 15th, so a couple days after Christmas, all the way through January 15th, which is, I believe, just before Epiphany, or just after, Monday after, right? I think, I don't know, but anyway, they are, the Lebanon Fire EMS will be picking up your used Christmas trees. So please keep that in mind and have your used Christmas trees ready for them. All they request is a donation, no fixed spot. And then January 16th at Skydive New England, there will be a Christmas tree bonfire. And last year it was so much fun. We had a blast. It's going to start at 4:30 p.m. at Skydive New England. Everybody's welcome to come. I just want to remind everybody that Toys for Lebanon Kids.
I lost it. Thank you, Bruno.
Toys for Lebanon Kids applications are out. We have them here at the town office. The churches have them, the Second Baptist Church and the Congregational Church have those applications. They're also available at the schools if you can actually get there, and at the fire station. We do have to get those back in as soon as possible. We're expecting if these food baskets are any indication, it's going to be a very big year of people asking for help. People can drop off toys or monetary donations at M&M Auto anytime during the week. He's got the van out there. Just put the toys in the van or stop in and see him. He'll take your donation from you. And also we're going to be doing some upcoming fill the van drives starting on the 27th. Which is Black Friday down at Miners Diner, and we just got a whole slew of them. Just please look for us. We'll be everywhere all over town. And I wanted to say thanks to M&M Auto for that van, and we appreciate that a whole bunch. Anyway, I wanted to say to Melissa Sear, we had a conversation online about school costs and whether or not we should be refunded some of our money. James was actually a part of that conversation, and we were trying to figure out some things that the schools could save money on that they could refund back to the town. Of course, we were having some good conversation and we were having some attack conversation, but one of the things that came out of that came from Lebanon resident Melissa Sear, and she's always very helpful with information. She sent me the information that the MSAD school nutrition services are offering free lunch and breakfast to any student under the age of 18 on Tuesday, November 24th. So on this Tuesday, you can get a bagged meal which carries 6 days worth of breakfast and lunch. And they'll be available from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. It doesn't matter what school your kids go to, you can pick them up at Noble High School in North Berwick, Noble Middle School in Berwick, or the Hanson Elementary School here in Lebanon. They're gonna give you 6 days of breakfast and lunch. Your child does not need to be with you in order for you to pick up. However, parents may only pick up for their school-age children. The families remain in their car, they talk to the person, and the meals are handed off to you in your car. You do not have to sign up in advance, you could just go and get it. And again, they asked me to reiterate that you can go to any school, not only your child's school. So that's going to be available on Tuesday, November 24th, the same day as the USDA boxes. So, and right about the same time too, so.
Get some good nice taters.
There you go.
Mashed potatoes, yeah. I heard a lot of good things about those mashed potatoes.
They're good,
They from Maine.
So, they are from Maine, yeah, absolutely.
red ones.
So, finally, the last thing just came in, and I have a, well, actually, I forgot one. Dottie Bieberus, who lives over on the River Road, asked that when you start the meetings, if you might give some kind of an indication who you are. She said she knows who our selectman is, but she doesn't know which ones are which. So, I mean, I see it, but I understand that. I mean, obviously, Corinna's the only female. It would be very difficult not to know, but she doesn't know you folks. And so she asked if every once in a while, not every meeting, if you could just start the meeting by introducing yourself or at least saying your name so that people know which one of you is which. So they know which one to pick on. But
I was just thinking.
But
and then just now, I got a request, could someone please, rather than just saying it's not working, please explain the live stream issue and could we please get it fixed?
Yeah, I noticed these aren't blue. They're usually supposed to be blue.
So that's my last one winds up being a discussion point, so if you guys could, if somebody could explain what exactly is going on, why
it's not working.
this won't, well, I know it's not working.
Lynn?
There was an issue with the entire system with the Windows update, and it would not take the updates, which affected the streaming, so it's recording and then you can upload it. The computer has gone to BEK, it came back, and it's supposed to be working correctly, but I believe it's still just recording.
Last week it live
It's not on tonight,
So-
which is why they were asking.
So it's recording again and it'll be uploaded, so there's gonna have to be another call to BEK to find out why it's still not live streaming.
But you don't know exactly what it is that's preventing it, I mean, they don't tell you what they're working on.
Updates, she just said the
Yeah, the
updates.
updates was the issue, and they got that fixed, but
But now we
for
don't know
some
what it is
reason,
tonight.
Yeah. Okay, well, that'll have to be it.
It was live streaming during the tests.
And it worked last week, didn't it?
It didn't live stream, we uploaded it, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, last week it did. So that's what they were saying, like, why did it work last week and now this week it's not?
It's technology.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know, don't ask me, cause I'm not even computer good.
Technology.
So, yeah, okay, so, that's it basically, for everything that I have. And, also, just to make you aware, I talked to Chief, the American Red Cross has, sent me a message saying, hey, where are your blood drives? I talked to Chief, and he's thinking, beginning in February of 2020, we'll be able to do, move the trucks.
2021.
2021, yeah, I got 2021, I just said it wrong. We'll be able to do, some beds in the bays, as well as some beds in the meeting room, beginning in February 2021, and we may be able to have a, blood drive at that time, so, that, of course, I have to call my lead and he has to come down and inspect, you know, the area and see if it's big enough and figure out how many beds we can have, but just so that people know, we didn't forget you, we're grateful that you give blood, and we're grateful for the great response that we've had at the latest blood drives, but, we are working on it with the Red Cross and we're trying to get that to happen for early in 2021 to start up again with that, so. That's where I'm at, and I think, Stacy, I passed another, course at the Red Cross and it's to do with the, fire services, so, Stacy got all of those certifications, if any of you care to view them, that's my third disaster tech, and third in a series of 5 disaster tech, so we have 3 of those, if you wanna view those certificates, you're more than welcome to with Stacy.
Thank you.
Did you want me?
No.
Oh, good.
I wanna thank everybody that donated to the town, my office looked like you saw.
There was a lot of food that was donated
So
for the
I appreciate it,
Thanksgiving
everybody that got baskets appreciates it, and I told everybody if there was extra, which there was, I brought it up to the food pantry and I'm delivering turkeys to them tonight.
Very nice. And, I wanna thank Deborah for the running around, not only handing out the mashed potatoes, but taking the time to take them to people that couldn't get there and spending half of your day running around.
Yeah.
Driving those to people with, for your own fuel, paying for your own way, and,
Oh,
I think that's
snap,
great.
that reminds me. I just wanna say, huge thank you because Darlene Dean of Darlene's Pizza fed me. She said,
That's not cheap.
"Did you eat?" No, it's not. She said, "Did you eat today?" I said, "No," she fed me. And then Brian Wolfinger asked me, did I have enough gas to deliver food baskets this weekend? And I told him it was gonna be tight, and he filled my tank today, so I'm grateful to those 2 people, Darlene and Brian. I almost forgot, and Darlene asked me to let people know she's going to be closed. Hold on, I don't wanna get the dates wrong because then people will be on me.
Well, she's doing that, I think everybody ought to thank Deborah for all the shit that she does. I mean, it's,
All this
oh, yeah.
but you know what I mean, it's
I do.
toilet is.
it's so much, so much.
No,
He does it like it is.
You know?
I agree, he does a lot.
yeah.
If every town had her in it, every town would be better.
Oh, I agree.
You know?
And people don't know half the stuff she does, so.
But
Well,
the
that's just it.
26th, 27th, and 28th, Darlene's is gonna be closed for Thanksgiving. She wanted to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving, and she hopes to see everybody on December 1st, because we're doing a fill the van for the Toys for Kids at her place, and she hopes she'll all come down and December 1st at Darlene's, yeah.
Awesome. Anybody else for good of the town?
What's
Jen?
the time, wait a minute, what's the time December
Do
1st?
you have anything?
I don't know.
Well,
Hold on and I'll tell you.
hold that thought, Chuckles.
Hold that thought, sorry. You gotta come on here and look at the right date, cause this is all my to-do list, so.
Cause that's next Monday, right?
Yeah, we have the big Lebanon Fire and EMS one, and then it's Giving Tuesday is Darlene's, December 1st, 2020. It's from 12 noon to 5 p.m. at Darlene's Pizza and More, 413 Carnegie Highway in Lebanon.
There it is.
And she will be glad to see you all.
Already, that's crazy.
And guess what? Shh, it's her birthday on the 5th, so just saying.
She turned
Come on down, tell
29?
Darlene happy birthday, bring all the presents and put them in the van for the kids.
And that woman's health isn't the best.
Well, that's personal, but.
No, but I mean,
Yeah.
she does a lot.
She does
what
a
she's-
lot. She had fireworks when everybody else
Yeah.
was shut down, and she had fireworks and did a beautiful job of it too, yep. She does a lot for this town.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Deborah.
You're welcome.
I make a motion, we go into executive session for personnel matters pursuant to 1 MRSA 405.
6A.
Second.
All in favor?
We get a chance to be executive.
I'm excited.